Drama Like Prison Wife. I am the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice, people. All face to bleed. Yes, hiss your girl Cadillac. Anyways, guys, coming through today, August the 1st, 2025. And because I do a little bit of vlogging on this channel, I'm just going to tell you the difficulty that went behind even trying to record this video. First, I'm in that mental stage where I am trying to put this channel on the back burner. It is near and dear to my heart. The purpose of this channel, fighting for those who are wrongfully incarcerated, is near and dear to my heart. But baby, I am broke, and literally I cannot advocate and survive. I can't do both. I really thought I was going to be able to do both by this channel getting monetized. And then it kind of combines your advocacy and you get paid. That way you can maintain what you're doing. Have you ever heard creators say support the channel so that I can keep bringing you this content? It's because content is time consuming, very time consuming, and it's very difficult. You jump through a lot of hoops trying to do it. And then if you're not monetized like myself, or you're not getting traction on your channel, you're doing it with nothing in return, right? So it's really hard to keep doing something that you're getting nothing for. It's not saying that you're doing it for money, but in this world, nothing survives without money. You have to have funding to whatever you're trying to do. So because wrongful convictions is such an unpopular topic or niche, just like any YouTube guru would tell you to pick something that is trending, something that people are talking about, something that people want to see. And the problem is, it's only those things. If you keep only on trending topics, the world's going to stay the way it is. We're going to stay distracted. We're going to stay not caring or not knowing that people are being done unjustly because it's not trending. Of course it's not trending. There's a reason it's not trending. It's a reason it's not a hot topic niche, because these things are never supposed to be known to you until you fall into the bear trap like my family have. But so I'm trying to put this on the back burner. I'm not leaving it. I'm not quitting it. I put too much work into it. But I've got to almost build something else that can sustain me, and possibly that can fuel this. I don't know. But the moment I want to back away, I wake up and I see another wrongful conviction story. It's so sad, and it's so hard to break your story. It's near impossible. I'm really gonna say it's impossible. It is. It's impossible. It's been impossible for me to break my husband's wrongful conviction story after 24 years of trying to break it. It's impossible, but there's always just that one, because these stories come out. So just because I have a wrongful conviction story to tell you, I know they somewhere, somehow, in some other alternate universe, they do break. So I'm not going to say that it's impossible, but it's impossible. Basically, it has this much, chance, possibility of overturning. So that means it breaks my heart that for that one person that got that shot in a dark chance to break their story and get freed from their wrongful conviction, it is exponentially that many times more people in prison wrongfully, wishing, hoping somebody cared, reaching out, and people rejecting them, rejecting their story, plugging their ears because wrongful convictions don't happen. They don't put the wrong people in prison. 12 jurors ain't gonna find you guilty just to be mean, and all the other stuff. And you shouldn't have never did what you did, because people do not believe wrongful convictions happen. So you had to have done it. So it's so many more people back there behind those walls wishing for their opportunity, myself included for my husband, but my husband is fortunate to have an out date. Anybody with an out date going through this system, I'm realizing you're truly highly blessed because there are so many people without out dates with D dates that are wrongfully incarcerated, and there are those that have life. And in Florida, life means life. ILIFE, all of them syllables. That's what they mean. To the moment you take your last breath. And it could be something you did not do. So as I'm trying to back away, of course, this morning, across my news feed, another wrongful conviction. So I can't deny it, so I'm going to bring it to you. Okay, this is from Chicago Tribune. Cousins, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even finish telling you the fiery hoop. So at first, I jump up and I'm like asking my sister because I need to read it from another device. My laptop is broken at the moment, the charger, so I cannot charge my laptop. I'm using my phone to record. So this phone was dead or unalive since we can't never say anything that we need to say. I asked my sister to borrow her phone. She's like, no, my phone is unalive too. So, no. I've been trying to charge the phone. The phone is only on, now it's on 19%. But when I got ready to do this recording, it was on 4%. Could not find, my battery charger is dying, unaliving, I'm sorry, unaliving itself. It took a million years to find this cord to even try to plug it up. It's just too much. It's too much. Plus, I have to get to that storage to clean through that because I cannot miss a day. I got to get out of there. I don't have no money and I can't keep throwing it to a storage. And I got to go to work in a few hours. And my granddaughter's on the other side of this door. So if y'all hear knocking at the door, that's her grandmama. Her little channel, her little shoulder went off, where she's not occupied anymore by her toys. So it's not easy. It's very difficult. And then you jump through the fiery hoops, and then you check your analytics and crickets. So it's very, it's not motivating when you don't have a lot coming back. But I'm sorry, this is close to my heart, so I have to bring you this story. Okay, so this is from Chicago Tribune. Cousins were longest serving wrongfully convicted people in Illinois get innocence certificates. Here's the picture. Well, I guess I can show y'all the pictures since this is really small. I am legally blind, so this is going to be difficult to read, but I'm going to try. Jimmy Soto, Wright, hugs his cousin and co-defendant, David Ayala, after a court hearing for their certificates of innocence on July 30th, 2025. Oh, this just happened. This was my mother's birthday as well. My mother's 63rd birthday, July 30th, 2025. My mother is from Chicago, Illinois, but we're in Florida, and she was wrongfully unalive doing a medical procedure, outpatient medical procedure. So that's crazy. And good things came on her birthday. Okay, while celebrating with family, supporters, and their attorneys at the Layton Criminal Court building, released in 2023, Soto and Ayala earned the unfortunate distinction of becoming the longest serving wrongfully convicted people in Illinois after 42 years. 42 years. My husband's wrongful conviction is 40 years, which were 23 years in on, which started when he was wrongfully arrested at age 19, wrongfully convicted by age 20. He's going on 44, which his birthday is October 2nd, National Wrongful Conviction Day. They wouldn't need a National Wrongful Conviction Day if people aren't wrongfully incarcerated. Um, and Florida only has 85%. That's one of the highest time that you have to do in the United States. It's a couple other states besides Florida, but most have 65%. We have been advocating tooth and nail. People tell us, "Oh, y'all just want the criminals free." So no, nobody cares because it does not touch their home. So we can't get any movement. We can't get any prison reform. We can't get any nothing because they don't want this stuff to turn around. They want these. I am convinced that for entertainment purposes, in my opinion, that wrongful convictions are purposeful wrongful convictions. But all that to say, with 85%, my husband has about another 10 more years. So that is about what 35 years he has to do off of a 40 year. Imagine doing 42 years. This is impossible. What me and my husband are doing, this is impossible. It is the grace of God we even made it this far. This far. And we're not even to the finish line. They served 42 years wrongfully. And nobody could hear them. Sorry, forgot to do not disturb, so we're disturbed. And it's a spam call. That's just the devil to interrupt. After 42 years behind bars, Brian Casella, Chicago Tribune. This is by Olivia Olander, and this was updated on July the 30th, 2025 at 5:11 p.m. James Soto and his cousin David Ayala stood outside the doors of the Cook County courtroom Wednesday at the end of a more than 4 decade entanglement. I too have, I'm from Chicago, born in Chicago, raised in Florida. I too have a cousin in Chicago who is wrongfully incarcerated. It touches people's homes. Some of y'all do have family members that are wrongfully incarcerated, but y'all don't listen to them. Y'all just assume they did what the people are saying they did. So my plight or my thing for you is listen this time. This time when they try to tell you their story, listen. Or if they tried to tell it and they're tired of telling it, this time ask them. So what was that you said that you didn't do this and you didn't do that? Hear them out. Just hear them out. Because it's many people that are not lying. You know that cliche, oh, everybody is innocent. This is what hurts people. It's these norms that we hear. You think it protects you, but it actually solidifies an innocent person never getting justice, allegedly. So just listen, just hear it, just, as I tell you, it's hard. Okay, I'm going to try to read through this because I don't have a lot of time and I got to move on. And I can get long-winded. If we are able to, we can come back to this story, but I'm sorry, there was other stories I was supposed to come back to. I wish I could get all in with this. I wish I was freed up to just do this. Like, I love this, but James Soto and his cousin David Ayala stood outside the doors of the Cook County courtroom Wednesday at the end of a more than 4 decade entanglement with the criminal court and prison system, nervously ringing out a final 20-minute delay in their hearing to receive an official declaration of innocence. It doesn't happen until it happens. These are in quotes. I waited so long, Soto said, listening for a call back into the room. Family and supporters audibly exhaled when the decision came several minutes later. A certificate of innocence was granted for the two men, the longest serving wrongfully convicted people in Illinois. Ayala and Soto were released from prison more than a year and a half after a judge exonerated them. It took 42 years to do that, though. And how can you repay a person for two people? Two. That is 84 years wrongfully. That is 84 years that that state made money off of those people. That is two households that you ripped apart, you ruined, because not just the person wrongfully incarcerated. I'm wrongfully incarcerated with my husband. Our daughter is wrongfully incarcerated with my husband, her father. So you ruined more than just these two. But you took 84 years wrongfully. And how did you repay these people? But the certificate of innocence means, and that's why they don't want to do it too, because there is hell to pay, to repay. And that's why they don't want to hear these stories. That's why they don't want to open these cases. That's why they don't want to find what they know is lurking behind a girl that rhyming and wasn't even trying. Soto said, oh, I'm sorry. Where we go? But the certificate of innocence means even the arrest record from the case will be erased. Soto said having a certificate will allow him to travel without restrictions, and both men said it will help them move on with their lives. They're 63 years old, though. So they must have been 19 to 20. That's the prime age. That's who they're looking for. That's their target audience. Every business, I'm a graphic designer, every business has a target audience. And now they're 60 something, coming home, getting back to their lives. Like the last 42 years was just a hiccup in the road. Both men said it would help them move on with their lives. Soto, whose post-release journey and Tribune chronicled earlier this year, and Ayala were wrongfully convicted in a murk, which means whoever got murked did not get justice. Thank y'all for that. They did not get justice. And I'm saying that sarcastically. So you not only hurt innocent people, you hurt the victim and the victim's family, because now 42 years later they're reopening the wounds of the family of the victims. But they were doing all this to keep us safe, allegedly. Wow. Ayala were okay. They served 42 years before their release from prison in December 2023. Our vindication is not based on some sort of technicality, Ayala said after the ruling. This is clear proof of evidence. I messed that part up. Sorry. This is clear proof of evidence. What we've been saying for over 42 years. That means they've been reaching out for help. They've been crying for help. I can imagine they've been writing everybody for help. They've been telling everybody who will listen that I'm not supposed to be here, and people did what they do. It's not me. Can't you talk about something else? Like literally, you can't do anything else with your life. Like, please stop making excuses and just move on. You shouldn't have did what you did. These are the things I'm sure they heard over and over and over, and it drives you freaking crazy. It really does. So when somebody does listen finally, it takes you aback. You're like, what? You're actually hearing me? You're actually, you know, this is clear proof of evidence and what we've been saying for over 42 years. Cook County prosecutors previously dropped all charges in the case, but Soto, Ayala, and their family and supporters all said that they still felt on edge in court before the certificates were issued because they don't like to go by justice. You know, on this channel, you get injustice for justice. That it's the direct opposite. So you're not expecting justice from the justice system. Sorry, you're just not. My opinion only. It feels like I'm in a dream. Rose Ayala Olsen, David's sister, said in the lobby of the Layton Criminal Court building, he's innocent. He's always been innocent. I'm sorry, he always has been. So now they finally give validation. Those supporting him finally get validated after 42 years. Do you know what it mean for me to have that validation? I'm making peace and trying to move on without ever getting it. And it's hard when you have to make peace with a situation that does not get closed up. But for me to proceed forward in whatever life I have left, I have to make amends with. I may never be validated in this. Because I've already taken off the table that my husband's not. We're not going to break his story. We're just trying to outlive his wrongful conviction at this point. Soto earned a college degree in prison and learned how to write court petitions for himself and others who were in prison. This is why we need advocates. He had a reputation inside prison walls for using his self-taught knowledge to help others who were incarcerated with their legal issues. This is the classic example of being able to help others but can't help yourself. So it usually ends up being like, I can probably, that's why I do this too. I can probably help others free their loved ones, though my loved one will never be free um, until he's played out his sentence. Okay, sometimes writing the first petition that would eventually win freedom for a sentence reduction. A professor once called him one of the most successful non-licensed litigators inside of Statesville. Next month, he's planning to take the LSAT. His attorney, Lauren, ooh, I'm just gonna spell her name. M. Well, Myerscough hyphen Muller said. There's his picture. Celebrating the birthday. Oh, it's a slideshow. Ooh, but my internet's not working good enough to show you the slideshow. Now in our 60s, Soto and Ayala were 20 and 18. See, you're just old enough for them to, they could charge you as a minor, but at that age, they most likely are going to charge you as an adult. So they're just young enough to get a lot of time out of them. This is why I say that's the target audience. This is usually who the wrongful convictions happen to. It's the young BLK men. Now in their 60s, well, he's Hispanic, but still, they're Hispanic, but it's still, that's their target audience. Usually, most of the stories I've covered are young BLK men, but They actually got a target for Hispanic male as well, allegedly, in the poor. But usually, if you are white tea and poor, you still don't get. You could be wrongfully incarcerated. It's a smaller chance for you, but most times you're still gonna get a lesser sentence because BLK men get the highest sentence, whether wrongful or rightful, which means a BLK man and a YT man can do the same crime, same exact instances. The BLK man will most likely 9 times out of 9 or 10 gonna get more times, 3 to 4 times more time. And the YT man could get let go. It's a big possibility, just get a small amount of time. And then people tell you it's not all about that. It's not all about your race. But they definitely, it's the biggest consideration that they consider within the judicial system. Even though it's not, it's that, it's a combination. It's your race, allegedly, and it's your money. You can be a BLK man, but you better have a bunch of green backing you, too, right? You can just say, I'm just trying to play that card, but it's just how it is. It's built on this. This is why, so that we don't have to keep making these claims, we want to restructure it. We want to reform it, but we keep getting shut down. It's because we're just more violent, allegedly, and we just want an excuse for our violence, allegedly. Not that we're being targeted. Now in their 60s, Soto and Ayala were 20 and 18 when they were arrested following the SHOOTING deletions of 16-year-old Julie Lemus. And in 1981, that's when I was born. So my whole life, they were dealing with this wrongful conviction. I'm 44 years old, 44 plus. So in Chicago, I was just being born, and their life was just ending in a way in the same city. Okay, for the deletion of 16-year-old Julie Lemus and Hector Valeriano, Valeriano, 18, a U.S. Marine on leave on August 16, 1981. They were sentenced to natural life in prison. So those two people, I pray they get justice, the victims, Julie Lemus and Hector Valley, I'm sorry, Valeriano. They never got justice in this situation. The case largely turned on a single witness who exchanged. These are the classic moves. This is in every wrongful conviction case. I'm telling you, they line up too much for this to be a coincidence. In exchange for a deal, told a jury Soto carried out a SHOOTING with him and a third person under orders from Anyama. That witness was later key to both men's exoneration when the Illinois Appeals Court found that the other witnesses contradicted his highly incentivized account. Ayala served 15 years in Supermax facility at a, where am I at? 15 years in a Supermax facility at a now shuttered Tams Correctional Center, which was also known for brutal conditions. That's why we want prison reform too. But we can't even get the first thing, so. hopefully for our children in our future, but the way we're going, it's going to be worse for our children in the future. Which was known for brutal conditions and was the prison where where the state housed people on D row before the D penalty was abolished in Illinois. Both men have been making up for lost time, but how? They're trying to make up for lost time, in my opinion. That's a lot of time lost for no reason. Because you wanted to close the case, you should have closed the case in the right manner. Both men have been making up for lost time since their release, getting out in nature and volunteering. Myers, Scoff, Miller said. There's a picture. I don't know why they're not showing the other gentleman. Look at that. This is the freedom we take for granted. Though there's levels of freedom, we're not totally free out here, but this is the level, this is the freedom we take for granted, that when it's deprived of you, it means everything. Soto last year filed a lawsuit against defendants, including the city of Chicago and Cook County, accusing not them, the good guy that's keeping us safe. No. Accusing the POLICE and the prosecutors of using ABUSIVE tactics to get witnesses. This is in my cousin's wrongful conviction case as well. I have a story of that Dual Thomas where he was giving his claims of what they did to him to force him to confess to something he didn't do. So this was the norm. Accusing them of using AB tactics to get witnesses to tell a certain story, including the, what can I say on YouTube? I'm just gonna read this. I don't know. Spell this. THREATENING. Them with the DEATH penalty and depriving them of sleep and food. That was said in my cousin's story too. He said he expects that process will continue for another 4 or 5 years. Ayala has filed a similar lawsuit seeking compensation for his wrongful conviction. And no matter what they give him will never compare from what they took from him. This is something that I've been waiting for a long time, and to finally hear those words, I mean, it's like a whole weight lifted off of me, Soto said, of receiving the certificate. Whoa. That's the end. Eyewitness So these are the things that most wrongful convictions usually have. The leading cause is eyewitness misidentification. Those star witnesses that they put up there, they're usually getting something for it. Like in this case, they're getting a big deal to. I say a conviction is like a hot potato. You got to get the hot potato off of you. So you won't say whatever you need to say, which I do believe in my husband's case as well. Yes, pretty. I love you too, baby. Grandma almost done. I'm almost done, Mama. Give me 5 more minutes, baby. All right. Yeah, eat your fries and ketchup. But, huh? Oh, you made it. Okay. Well, save me some. Put me up a plate. So, in my husband's case, the alleged victims want nothing to do with this fabricated crime. Mainly because they themselves were there doing something wrong. They were actually the wrongdoers. And they switched it and made them the victims. And what's crazy in my husband's case, I know they say that race does not have nothing to play with it, but and it's so crazy how they let three of the YT people that were in the car. My husband was in a car. He was the only BLK male with three YT males, and all three YT males were taken out of this case, and only my BLK husband is gone. And what's so crazy, what's funny, then how, when you've heard this story before, how is the driver, remember my husband took a ride with his cousin, and as soon as he get in the car with his cousin pulled so close to the stop sign that he accidentally rolled the stop sign, which alerted the officers directly. They got right behind him, attempted to pull them over, and his cousin floored it and sped off to a dead-end cul-de-sac, jumped out the car and ran, leaving Marcello, who is BLK. I know race don't matter, but I'm showing you how it actually does play a big factor. Marcello, who was BLK in the passenger seat, the two YT men that was with his cousin, and guess what else? His cousin is YT. This is why they caught that cousin. That cousin didn't get away, running, got away from dogs chasing, from helicopters, from a perimeter blocked off. How in the jail did this cousin get away? They let him off. He is so pale. He's a BLK man, but he is so pale that you would never recognize him as a BLK man. And before his last arrest, he used to go as BLK. His last arrest, he was booked under a YT male. So you could never know visually by looking at him that he's a BLK man. But that's what they spun to the jury. That's what they spun to the jury. Of course, the two BLK men robbed the two YT men. As we excuse all three YT individuals. The cousin was racially ambiguous. He looks more YT than he does. You wouldn't even know he's BLK. So how do you excuse that? How do you excuse that? It's not about race, but you gave the one black male that was catching a ride from his YT cousin, that has the YT cousin is the one that has the rap shit, that has all this stuff aligns with him, but you put it on the 19-year-old BLK guy. And you excuse what the other YT men were in that car for. Whatever was taking place before the BLK man ever stepped foot in the car. And you know that the BLK man was not with the three YT individuals prior to this. You know that. But to excuse it, you, the guys that keep us safe, change the scene of the alleged fabricated crime. And you move it from where my husband was picked up, and you change it to a club/hotel. Okay, give us the cameras. We can prove he wasn't there. They don't have cameras. There's no surveillance cameras. But right after that, there is another alleged robbery in that same club slash hotel parking lot, and you find the alleged suspect by the cameras that you claim you didn't have. It's gone now. It's 20 something freaking goddamn. They've demolished the place. So it's all gone. It's gone. But you had all the evidence needed to prove, and you took it out because you knew it would prove him innocent. This is how they do it. And this ain't no Martell Jordan. This is how we do it. That's how they do it. But I'm running late now. But I'm definitely trying to make peace with this situation. But this is why this bothers me so much. Because, yes, of course, it's ruined our life. And we're on the other side of it. But it's new people. Just like when this happened to them, had they did reform back then, could it have happened to Marcello? Had they did some type of reform now, is it going to happen to the next generation? I can guarantee you there's a 19-year-old boy now somewhere pending wrongful conviction and incarceration. Alright guys, I'm sorry. Thank you for watching if you did. Hiss your girl Cadillac.